I have a problem. You see, I've been renting out this office space here, and it's really nice to have. Before renting this place, I would just kind of float around in my videos, and this is so much nicer. God, you wouldn't believe how tired I would be at the end of a recording session. Now, I'd say this office space adds some nice variation to my videos, but I could stand to have even more, to be honest. I try to change things up by having this B-side setup where Brick from Pizza Tower stays completely still and does not undergo any strange transformations whatsoever. I do stuff like make the room darker. I made it black and white in my video about black and white, isn't that clever? But there's only so much I can do, and I think my videos would be a lot nicer if I had more sets than just, well, this one. The problem is that I'm lazy, and it took like 9 hours to make this set. Sorry, didn't mean to break the fourth wall. I don't have the budget to rent out more spaces than this one. I only make around $700 to $1,000 a month off of YouTube, and considering this office space costs $7,000 a month because it's in Los Angeles, it's really the best I can do. We love free labor here on the JamAttack channel, and it's about time to employ some more. Now here's what we're gonna do. To enter the JamAttack Mini Contest 1, all you have to do is make a set like this. Now, let me go over the rules and regulations really quick so that our teamwork can make the dream work. All entries obviously have to be made in Geometry Dash. That is, so Jamit here, that's his name by the way, can jump around and move around freely in the space you have created. Your set must have a monitor somewhere in it, with the same dimensions and color as this blue rectangle right here. For your convenience, I've included a level to copy so you can copy-paste the blue rectangle inside of that. You can then use the Geometry Dash Warp tool with this lock button checked to scale up your rectangle to any size you want. Just don't make it too small. Make sure it's like decently sized. This makes sure the dimensions stay the same. You may not place anything with this shade of blue or anything with a very similar color, though slightly adjacent colors should be fine. If it's like a bluish purple, like Jamber's pants here, like that doesn't give me any issues. This is just so I can key out the monitor screen quick and easy. Now this may seem pretty limiting, so you know what, I will give you the option to use this shade of green instead. Same rules still apply where if you use that shade, nothing in the scene should have a very similar color. Your room must fill the entire screen, and the zoom must be between ×2 and ×1. Jamit here shouldn't be covering the monitor most of the time. Like, you see how he's covering the monitor now? And he's not covering it now. If he's just like moving around on whatever platform you put him on, he should not be covering the monitor usually. If you want the player movement to be the same as this office set here, then the player's speed should be set to ×2 speed, and you should use a gravity trigger to set the player's gravity to 1.7. You can make these values a little bit different if you want, but I'd recommend having them be pretty close to my default here. You should have some kind of platform, by the way, for Jamit to move around on, like this table here. It should have a good range of space, though maybe don't take up the entire screen. The final rule is that you must include this blue Yeti microphone on whatever platform Jamit is on. It should feel very natural for him to be right next to the microphone. Like, this controller does, it's so annoying, it does this thing where it's like, do you see that? Anyway, it should feel very natural for Jamit to be right next to the microphone like this. You get the idea. Your entries will be judged off of 4 separate things. First is how similar your visual style is to the set you see right here. Gotta have that brand consistency. And the second is the composition of your set. Is the monitor in a good place? Are Jamit and the Blue Yeti microphone in a good place? Try using graphic design principles like symmetry, centering, and rule of thirds. Third is how much variation your set has. If you have a lot of attention to detail, scattering around a lot of different details throughout your scene, that'll help your odds of placing higher. Fourth is simply how good your set looks. Not much more to it than that. I'll see if I can get more people to help me judge. That seems to be good. You have 1 month from today to submit your entries in the form I've included in the description. That means all entries are due October 13th. Upload your sets, either public or unlisted, but do not check friends only when uploading. I can't access it then unless we're friends, which I'm not gonna friend you just for this. The best 5 entries will make it into the results video and are guaranteed to be used in future videos at least once. I might also use other sets I happen to like in future videos, though anything that doesn't place isn't completely guaranteed. Oh, and if you want to have a character that represents you, or a signature in your set, you may do that, as long as it's not super noticeable and actually fits in the set. Like, don't just slap on some text with your name. Maybe do something like put your OC in as a doll, kinda like Jamber here. Brand your monitor, throw your name on like a license plate or something. Just something creative and unobtrusive. You'll also be credited in the description for any videos your sets are used in. Good luck and have fun. Extra bonus thing I forgot to mention, you can submit multiple entries, although only one entry per person will be considered for the top 5 and will be guaranteed to be used in my videos, though, like, I might use multiple entries from the same person in my videos, it just won't be in the top 5. Also, you can collaborate with other people if you want to, as many people as you want. Entries will be considered under the person who uploaded it on their account. That's it. Okay, good luck!